So it's time to call this youth council meeting to order on September 9th at 4:37 p.m. And we're going to stand to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now I'm going to take attendance and read down the roll. When you hear your name, just say here. Emily Alf. Here. Nathaniel Chimes.
Here.
Parker Hamlin. Nico Moody.
Here.
Madeline Naper.
Here.
Sophia Peneghetti.
Here.
Ellie Pritchard. And Olivia Wall.
Here.
Morgan McRobbie.
Here.
And Josh Spalding.
Here.
Morgan and Josh are non-voting attendees today. All right, our next order of business was approval of meeting minutes from May and June. I'm going to table that for our next meeting because you have not had a chance to read over those minutes. So I will send those out to you and we'll table it for next time. Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is youth council introductions. That's included in our orientation to the youth council. So we will get started with that, and I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation. But before we do, we can start with introductions, and that would include, and I'll go first, your name, your pronouns, your grade, any extracurricular activities you do, and maybe a few words about why you decided to join the youth council. So my name is Liz. I use she, her pronouns. My grade is above yours now. I'm done with school, but I'm always learning. My extracurricular activities, I enjoy running and yoga and baking. And I am very excited to be the adult advisor to the youth council because I have dedicated my career to improving the communities and lives of youth and all ages as well. So I'm super excited to be part of the youth council. Who would like to go next?
Can go. Okay. My name is Liv. I use she, her pronouns. What grade level? I'm a senior this year and I'm involved in a lot of extracurriculars. I'm in marching band, jazz band, theater, varsity gymnastics, and I'm the president of the school's Morgan's Message chapter.
Thanks. Anybody else want to go? Yeah. Just go ahead.
My name is Madeline Naper. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a senior as well. I'm the president of Books and Beyond at the high school. I'm in Latin club. I do this. I love yoga and baking as well. And I've rejoined youth council this year. I was on it for I believe 3 years prior to last year and loved it. I only paused last year because I had some health issues, but I'm very excited to be back.
Thank you. It's nice to have you here.
I'm Sophia. I use she, her pronouns. I am in 12th grade and I do dance and I'm excited to be part of youth council. I've been here for the past 4 years and I'm excited to be back because I want to make like an influence in my community.
Thank you, Sophia.
My name is Nico Moody. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a sophomore, and let's see here. I joined youth council because I just wanted to help make a little bit more of a change in our community because I always said like this needs to change and this needs to change, but it never happened. So I joined. I'm involved in too many extracurriculars, band, wind ensemble, marching, and orchestra, D&D, science Olympiad. That's about it.
Thanks for sharing, Nico.
I'm Nathaniel. I use he, him pronouns. I am a sophomore. My extracurriculars are marching band, science olympiad, theater, etc. And yeah, I joined the youth council because I thought it was important to make a change in Wakefield and add different voices of the youth to have a say in what happens.
Thanks, Nathaniel.
I'm Morgan McRobbie. I use she, her pronouns. I do marching band, wind percussion, theater, mic drop, voice lessons, violin lessons, as well as string ensemble and chorale in school. And then I joined because I thought it was a really fun way and like in getting myself into the community.
Thanks.
My name's Josh Spalding. I go by he, him pronouns. I'm in 10th grade. I do marching band, track, jazz band, and I did mic drop. And I decided to apply to here because I thought it would be a good experience, and I would also like to help make a change in the community.
Thanks, Josh. Emily, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Emily. I use she, her pronouns. I'm in my junior year and I play the flute and the guitar. I also do really love baking and I'm in student council at the high school. This is my second year here. I joined last year. And I decided to reapply to the youth council because I really liked my experience from last year. I really like seeing the change that we did as youth in a community. I think it really gave us a good sense of like leadership and learning how to use our voices in like for good in our community.
Thank you, Emily. Kevin, do you want to go?
Sure. My name is Kevin. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a freshman. Uh, I don't have any extracurriculars for yet. I'm still deciding. And I decided to apply to the youth council because I want to make a change in the community.
Great. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody? Excellent. Okay, so this icebreaker requires people in person, so I'm just gonna skip that. Maybe we'll, if depending on time, we might break things up and do a different one. So this is the youth council orientation, which is item 6 on the agenda. For those of you who don't know yet, the mission and the purpose of the Wakefield Youth Council is a platform for Wakefield residents aged 13 to 18 to serve as youth leaders who are empowered to share policy ideas and youth comment in the community. As Wakefield Youth Council members, you're going to learn the process to effectively advocate, to be engaged in town issues, actively participate in local government, communicate and advocate for youth issues in the appropriate forums. Represent a cross-section of the town's neighborhoods, sexes, races, ethnicities, sexual orientations, gender identities, and ages, and implement projects that will benefit the town's youth population, schools, and the community at large. We're going to hear a little bit more about some of those examples later. The expectations are to meet at least monthly in duly posted meetings. We will try to actually meet twice a month, one hybrid meeting like this one, and then one perhaps shorter all virtual meeting later in the month. We need to maintain meeting minutes, which would be done by the clerk, which next meeting we will elect a chair, a vice chair, a clerk, and a social media manager. Create agendas, including we're not including public participation. That's a typo, sorry. Unless you choose to at some point. But create agendas and at any point can include public participation. So any non-member or adults can present issues for the council's consideration. We're going to assign liaisons to town departments and committees. More on that later. We're going to invite town leaders to our meetings to engage in conversations. And each member, if time allows, would have would share a spotlight once throughout the term. So basically give an update about your experience as a liaison to some of the town committees and departments. Again, more on that later. The meeting expectations is, most important thing is communicating with me and the chair about your availability for meetings and whether or not you can or can't make them. Everyone's expected to attend the meetings. Please check your availability if you know. I heard a lot of extracurriculars, which is awesome that we have so many involved people. But if you know your schedules ahead of time and able to communicate those ahead of time, it would help us have set meetings planned. The attendance policy for the youth council is 5 consecutive absences is considered abandoning the position. And we can talk more about that later. Meeting agendas and the Zoom link will be posted at least 48 hours before the meeting by the chairperson and is always available on the town website if you need that information. They're usually held in town buildings, or they always will be held in town buildings, and the exact locations are listed. Meetings are approximately 1 to 1.5 hours long. I'd say typically last year they ran to 30 minutes to an hour, but that was once a month. So if we do twice a month, they could be 2 shorter meetings, depending on what's on the agenda. Chair is going to send out an email with all the information before each meeting, and then all meetings are recorded and open to the public per the open meeting law. Does anybody have any questions so far with this information? Okay. So you can ignore some of the dates, times and dates on the right. That was sort of tentative. But again, if we have time at the end of this meeting, we're going to discuss it's on the agenda to discuss next meeting date and the meeting date schedule. But the key takeaway here is communication to the chair and to me about your availability. Okay. For those members, you should have received, when you were appointed to the youth council, an email from Sherry Dalton with links to handbooks and paperwork. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't heard that, please let me know. Just so you know, I mentioned that all meetings are subject to the open meeting laws. So that means they're all, any member of the public can attend. They are recorded. Quorum, the definition of quorum is the minimum number of youth council members that must be present at any of the meetings. They can't run if isn't at least 6 members present. So we have 6 voting members present here now, so we're able to have the meeting. Again, I'll point to the availability issue. That's doubly important when we're scheduling to make sure that we can meet quorum, because otherwise we won't be able to meet. So that communication is important. Robert's Rules of Order. It's a common set of procedures that helps ensure there's order when conducting meetings. This allows decisions to be made in an organized and fair manner. So once we elect a leadership role, the chair and the vice chair and others, and everybody should be aware of these rules, but we can provide some more information about how to conduct the meetings using Robert's rules. So at the next meeting, we will do nominations and vote on these and elect these leadership roles. So this is an idea of what the chair responsibility is. They call and conduct the meetings. They send the agenda set and send the agenda to the town clerk's office for posting, create any documents that are needed. If there are any committees, they serve as the primary contact with the town staff. As a general rule, the chair will solicit opinions of all members prior to stating the chair's personal opinion on any agenda item. Before it says committee, but I think it means council, before the council. Fix that later. So if we were to have a discussion, the chairperson would open the discussion, but refrain from giving their opinion until everybody else had a chance to discuss it. They're also responsible for ensuring proper preparation and disposition of all minutes under the open meeting law. The vice chair supports the chair with any of their needs or shortcomings, fulfills the duties of the chair in their absence. And we also will appoint or elect a clerk. They will be the ones who take the minutes, make sure they're submitted for approval and filed by the town administrator's office. So best practice, I think, really for taking minutes is to do it in real time. So if a clerk were elected at this point, they may be taking some minutes, which basically are notes from the meeting about what happened, important decisions that were made. They will also ensure that the meeting video recordings are posted to the public. They will track attendance, and they will update any supporting documents for the council. And then another position is a social media manager. They're in charge of a lot of sort of behind the scenes communications for the youth council. So they would be in charge of posting and managing all the social, all the accounts must be up to date. Ideally posting something at least 3 times a week. Usually that's any of those you social media gurus out there. That's usually considered best practice for communication. The social media manager would also post about events and meeting announcements, maybe share other town related posts. They would, as much as possible, abide by the town's style guidelines, which we have a lot of templates already set for. And we have an excellent connection with Jen McDonald, the town of Wakefield's communications director, who would be very supportive of the social media manager and the youth council. It says that these will be voted on the first meeting in September. That's incorrect. It'll be the next meeting we have. All members are encouraged to nominate someone in a position. You can also nominate yourself. So between now and the next meeting, please have a think about that. If you have anyone has any questions, you can certainly ask me in the meantime. So this is a sample of some voting procedures. So at the next meeting, we'll ask the chair, I guess I would have to do we have any nominations for the chair of youth council? And then somebody says, nominated so-and-so, do you accept? Are there any other nominations? This just kind of gives you a guideline of what the voting procedure will look like at the next meeting. Any questions about what I've covered in this topic? Feel free to interrupt me too, if you think of it in the time, I don't mind. We also have youth council liaisons. So these are youth council members who serve as a connection to a town, city, or department. So this is beneficial because it allows council members to communicate and advocate for youth issues with other town boards, communities, and councils. Oftentimes those boards, committees, and councils want the youth input, and they seek our presence and input. So it helps share information between those departments and the youth council and vice versa. It allows larger council to know what's going on at the disability, with the Disabilities Commission, or maybe with the Council on Aging, or the Board of Health, or something like that. And it also allows members to influence the decision-making and communication process of the council regarding details that their board, commission, or council works on. So you, as a liaison and the youth council input, may have an impact on those board and commission or council member decisions. So potential liaison positions could be with any of these town departments or commissions. Are there any on here that don't look familiar to you? If there are some that don't look familiar to all the information on the town website. And then I also have orientation manual that outlines what some of these departments and commissions do to give you a little more information. So when you're making a choice or preference about which liaison position you would like, you can have an idea about what these particular entities do. We also have liaisons to the youth council, both from the town council and the school committee. So currently, Maylene Budd is the chair of the town council, and she serves as the liaison to the youth council. So whoever is elected chair would be in contact with Maylene and communicating, could attend town council meetings and serve as the voice for the liaison for the youth council. And Melissa Quinn is our school committee liaison currently. Melissa has often attended the youth council meetings and provides updates from the school committee. And I can't remember who was our liaison to the school committee last year.
Last year.
Was that you? Okay, yeah. And so the liaison could also, our youth council liaison could attend school committee meetings and vice versa. Don't worry, I can send this out, and if you don't have your phones now, to use the preference form. But we try to match people with the chair, and I would work to try to match people with their preference of which group they want to be a liaison to. But we just ask for your sort of top 5 choices. Okay. Questions? No. 2 truths and a lie. These meetings can be quite formal, but we're also, well, I'm not, but we're a group of young people. You are all, and it can be quite, I don't know, formal, sitting around a table and just doing this, when also it's just fun to get to know each other in a fun way. Adults like to do that too. So we could do this 2 truths and a lie if anybody would like to. Anybody not want to do that right now? Emily, Kevin? I'm gonna say no. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
We're gonna skip this. All right. I would like to, I know I've been doing a lot of talking, but we do have some former members here. And there are past policy projects that we have worked on. So should I put in my notes? I don't want to forget this. So this is a reminder as we talk about these policy projects. The mission of the youth council is to advocate, be engaged in town issues, actively participate in local government, communicate and advocate for youth issues in appropriate forums. And you are youth leaders empowered to share policy ideas and youth comment. So I want to make sure we remember the role of the youth council is to serve as youth leaders empowered to share policy ideas and youth comment in the community. So you'll see examples of this now. So locally in the past, the youth council was involved in the Warrior Logo Initiative. Was anybody a youth council member when that?
I think that was the seniors that graduated
Yeah,
last year.
seniors took credit.
They were the first group, they were the first youth council.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So do you remember what that initiative was? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to share?
It was changing the warrior logo from the from the Native American logo that was considered a caricature. Yeah, just to the W.
Mhm. Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. Yeah, so that was a huge change for the town of Wakefield, certainly. Another past policy project, which is actually still current, is reducing the municipal voting age to 16. That was an initiative of the past youth council term, is still ongoing. When we elect our leadership roles, the chair will take over initiating the next steps for that initiative. And does anybody want to share what that one was or is? How about you?
Okay. So we discussed about trying to lower the voting age just in Wakefield, like, cause you have to be 18 for state, federal, et cetera. But just to lower it so that way 16 and 17-year-olds can voice their opinion, because a youth makes up a decent portion of Wakefield's community. So that way, cause they're voting for things that actually affect them as well. So just to try to lower it.
Thank you. And does anybody remember what youth council worked on for the school climate issues? That was the beginning of last year, wasn't it? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't remember.
It was 2 years ago.
Is it the 2 years?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. But I remember we looked at like, what was it? It was like the YRBS survey, and we were trying to see like what could like impact, like what, like you were like saying about the school culture and school environment, and like what we can do to fix it.
Yes, yeah. Okay, great. So those are examples of, and I think in all of those examples, there was some information collected, some data collected and reviewed, and then some initiatives taken. And then at the state level, there was some youth council supported a financial literacy law, I believe.
Yeah.
To make sure students received some financial literacy education. And then there's an upcoming one. We had a request at the end of this term, last term, so the chair decided to table it for this fall. There was a request for supporting a mandatory AED CPR training in the schools for young people, and that's a state issue. So again, the new leadership would take that on and bring it to the agenda in future. So these are all examples of policy projects. Policy projects tend to impact who? How many people?
Everyone in the
A lot.
town. Yeah.
Everyone in the town, or all the youth, whoever, everyone in the town, it impacts a lot of people. Okay. And they tend to stick as well. They're sustainable, I should say. So there are other past projects that benefit Wakefield. The Youth Council has also done an intergenerational tree project. It's finally up. Vanessa Westlake, our former chair of the Youth Council, was also a summer intern with the health department this summer. And we finally finalized that, and she helped get it up. It's at WMGLD right now. That's huge thanks to the Mass Cultural Association and the Wakefield Cultural Commission. Can't remember their exact name, sorry. And the Wakefield Arts Council, that's it. And we also, the Youth Council takes the lead with the Council on Aging for the Wakefield Snow Angels, which is a volunteer snow shoveling program to shovel the walkways of seniors in Wakefield who can't otherwise have it shoveled in order for emergency services to access the home if needed. In the past, the Youth Council has volunteered for a bike valet at the farmer's market. They've been involved in 8th grade civic action projects. First Responders Career Day, which was very well attended last year and led by one of our Youth Council liaisons, Liv last year, the liaison to public safety, right?
Police department.
Sorry, police department. A former Youth Council member spoke and helped coordinate MLK Community Service Project and Community Service Project with the HRC. And then what's hidden is open mic night. And that was before my time. Oops. That was before my time. I can't move it now. But was Youth Council hosted event?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was you.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So we went to the Open Cultural Exchange, and we hosted an open mic night so youth could come in and like they could tell stories, tell poems. We had like hot chocolate and stuff, and it was a really fun night.
So those are some examples of different specific projects, sort of one-time projects that benefit Wakefield youth and seniors, as you'll see, or all members of the community. Another aspect of the Youth Council is tabling and recruitment. So there are a handful of town sponsored or town affiliated events. And the Youth Council has had tables at Recycling and Sustainability Day, especially in part of it with a school supplies drive, which was driven by Ellie. Participated in Town Day, which is an item on our agenda, the next item on the agenda, actually, because there's one coming up. Been at Parent University. So if anyone throughout the year thinks, especially this fall, thinks of ways to get the word out and especially recruit 13-year-olds, because currently we have no 13-year-olds on the Youth Council, we have open seats. But also just to get the word out about all the great things the Youth Council is and does, we will be there. Some past volunteer opportunities: Warrior Cleanup, White Ribbon Ceremony with WAVE. I mentioned the HRC. Look at the list of events the HRC does. The Youth Council members have been present or help support each of those as well, and many more. All right, getting towards the end of the presentation. So I've said it a few times. Have you noticed I've said the importance of communications several times because it is really helpful. So email is the main form of communication within the council. I'll be your main point person for any questions. Kyle Collins, he's now a teacher at the high school who has historically served as youth council's civic engagement advisor. And he's a great resource for any education related topics. Sherry Dalton if you haven't met Sherry yet, she is the Chief Administrative Officer and the Town Council Clerk. She is our go-to person for any Town of Wakefield questions or concerned. She is also the master of all the things that happen behind the scenes and the logistical. So she helps set up these meetings, posts them. If we have any questions about procedures or anything else, we can also ask Sherry. I mentioned Jen McDonald as our amazing communications director to assist us with outreach, communications, and social media. And then for those of you who don't know, Thomas Mullen is the town counsel, which also means lawyer or attorney. He advises the town of Wakefield about any legal decisions or laws and is a great resource to the youth council as well. And I know has met with the chair in the past to help navigate any of the procedural efforts that need to happen. Any questions about communications? Or anything else we've covered? No. Oh, there it is. Oh, good. All right. As I mentioned, Vanessa created a couple of manuals. I've brought probably not enough copies for everybody, but I will make sure you all have one before we leave. One is an orientation manual, all the same information that we covered today, really, and then a leadership manual. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh, maybe I want to nominate somebody or be nominated for one of the leadership roles, those responsibilities and sort of some sample information is in that manual. Okay. Next. That concludes the orientation presentation. Again, if you think of questions after, feel free to reach out to me directly. All right, I'm going to stop share. Item 7 on the agenda, awareness of Town Day event. Town Day this year is September 27th. It's a Saturday. The rain date is Sunday, September 28th. It's from 1 to 4. I've reserved a table for the youth council and asked that you are all put near a lot of the other town boards and commissions. So it's a great opportunity to represent the youth council and to talk about what we need to help recruit 13-year-olds. Not that 13-year-olds might be there, although they might be, but sometimes parents and caregivers provide the information to their 13-year-olds or to their students and youth. And then also a chance to meet all of the commissions and councils in Wakefield. So, HRC, the Arts Council. I don't know who has a table there. It was Town Day this year is being organized by the Chamber of Commerce. They'll have a table there. So it's a great opportunity to meet other leaders in the town. So I'm asking that you all put it on your calendar. Let me know if you can attend and would like to represent the youth council on that day.
Could you say the times one more time?
It's 1 to 4 on Saturday, September 27th.
Okay, thank you.
The rain date is the next day, Sunday, the 28th. All right. Any questions about Town Day? Did anybody go before on the table? You've gone before?
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
We met a lot of people. Or we can talk about the next meeting, but there were a lot of things that we did that I thought went really well.
Well, if you
Successful.
have ideas about what you'd like at the table, I know other youth groups will have like temporary tattoos or like giveaways for people. We may have some things already that we can share, or something that's low cost, or materials we already have that we can engage young people in, we can use. All right, item 8, next meeting date and meeting date schedule. I guess I'm wondering if what has worked well in the past for you all in terms of communicating your schedule to the chair. Nico?
One to Meet was an incredibly valuable resource because it was just able to average out when everyone could be there. But I think also having a consistent schedule would also just help us out more, like town-wise,
Yep.
because then everyone can just coordinate around that, hopefully with sports.
There was one program we used to use before, like last year was the first time we used When to Meet. That's right, yeah, but that was really good because that one also like it texted you day of the meeting, half hour before the meeting.
Yeah.
So that just does reminders though, it's not a scheduling?
It
There-
also sends out a form.
Yeah.
So the chair can send out a form with possible dates and times. And that way, because that's all youth, a lot of our parents are the ones that have the calendars at home, so it makes it easier to home, talk to your parents, respond and
Okay. Has anybody used Remind and it not worked for them? I've heard some feedback about iPhone versus Android.
I never really got any notifications, but I don't know if we used it that last year at all.
We didn't use Remind last year. And last year was your first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we could try Remind. I have an Android, so that'll be a good test. Does anybody else have Android? No, maybe not. Okay. Well, we'll see, see how that works. That's great to know that Remind does all of it though, because that would be helpful. If that, for some reason that doesn't work, we'll use the When to Meet scheduling to try to get things scheduled. Okay.
I like that before we would do it on half days. Obviously, we can't do it on half
Mm-hmm.
days now because they're on Fridays and it's like there's not as many. But I think having like like actual date like in advance and then we can schedule around it instead of having like be like, oh, what days do you guys want to meet? We should like already have a preset date.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if like would half days, even like if that's the short second one, like the just virtual one, if that could work.
Yeah, maybe just
That, I
virtual
feel like
one.
definitely last year I missed having them on half days because
Yeah.
it was so much easier to fit in.
I will say for the half days, if we're gonna do them, it's probably best to do them like right after school.
Yeah.
Which is the tricky part with that was always the middle schoolers, either getting to the meetings or getting home to get on Zoom.
I wonder like
But
if
that we
could
might,
do them at like 12
Yeah.
ish because I think they get out a little before
I think-
11:30,
Yeah, I think 11.
like 11:20
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it's about 20.
oh no, that's, never mind. Sure, I was gonna say that's getting later, but that's not this year.
Not this year.
No, this year it's, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely made it a lot easier and that had a lot more people attending because school ended and most of the time there weren't things immediately after half days.
Okay. So, perhaps the virtual meeting would be best as soon as possible after one of those 5 half-day Fridays.
Yeah.
There's only 5 in the year, I think. Okay.
I will say that a couple of them though are holidays or like, I know it's like Halloween is one of
Is
them.
that a half day?
Yeah. So I think that's the case for a couple of them. And it's also
Yeah.
the one right before Thanksgiving break.
Oh,
so,
really? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have half days and then they have half day PD days, right?
Right.
The Fridays are the PD days. Okay. So the purpose of doing a when to meet or the scheduling form, whatever version we use, at first will be to try to do the set meeting schedule where most everybody can do that. And I'm going to set a range, and this is more information I need from you, of a month. So for September, October, November, like where is your schedule going to change for your extracurriculars?
Probably like right after Thanksgiving is
So
usually.
if we did September, October, November, and I asked for your fill out a when to meet form, everybody could do that?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea because I know, I mean, I wasn't here last year, but the years prior, we would just do it for the next meeting. And so it kind of was like always chasing
I think that's a good idea.
responses, but I think
Yeah,
3 months
It's
is
a good idea because
yeah.
it's like it's still at this point we have our schedules for the first.
right.
Like,
And then we can schedule
Yeah.
around it too,
Yeah.
knowing that it's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's not too far out that you have no idea.
right. Okay. All right, so, I will, whoever is, elected chair, they will have to have the Remind app if that's what we go with as well, to be responsible for sending those out. But I will test it on mine. And, if for some reason it doesn't work, you may all just get a when to meet just for the 3-month increment form. For our next meeting right now, it is, let's look at, it was a Wednesday. This was the virtual. Half-hour virtual. And we've got 2 minutes left. Okay, I think it was 2 weeks from now on a Wednesday. Wait, 1, 2, the 24th. At, oh, there it is, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is not gonna be good for a bunch of you, right?
No.
Okay. Does anybody want to propose a different time?
I was saying just same time as this.
4:30?
Or 5.
Actually, 4:15 might work the best because that gives us a solid 45 minutes.
I think that'd be good.
Does anybody not agree that 4:15 Wednesday, September 24th?
I know Ellie Pritchard, she said that the earlier meetings are harder because of field hockey. I wonder, because there's a lot of us in marching band in here, so that's,
Starts at 5:45.
yeah, so, I wonder, we don't usually have rehearsals on Thursdays.
There's like 1 or 2.
There's very few this year on Thursdays, so maybe for the future, Thursdays, and then we can do that later time.
Yeah,
so we can
also the
get-
26th is a half day.
Good memory. Memorize all the half days.
I'll remember that the first few.
Okay, the 26th is a half. Okay. Okay, and the town day's the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll check with Ellie about the youth council being at 4:30 or 4:15. But this is virtual, remember, so you don't have to actually come here
On the 25th or 24th.
on the Wednesday, the 24th, or the 25th, either one of, whichever one it ends up being. It'll be virtual, okay? I'll just check with those members who have after school. Immediate after school. Flex. Okay, so in summary, you're gonna get a when to meet for the next 3 months. But for the meeting that's gonna be in a couple of weeks, I will talk to the members who aren't here and determine which is the best, but it sounds like for the group here, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on the 25th is viable.
I'm not sure if I could do 7 p.m.
6:30? 6?
I think 6:30, yeah.
6:30?
I think I have something at 7:45.
Okay. It'll just be, hopefully be a half-hour meeting. It'll be a quick meeting. Okay, so Wednesday, the 25th. Or Wednesday, I'm sorry, Thursday, the 25th, or Wednesday, the 24th. At 4:30. Or Thursday, the 25th at 6:30. Did I confuse everybody? You got that? It's gonna be one of those. Don't worry, you'll get notice. All right, and then when to meet for the rest of the fall schedule. Any questions? All right, item 9, matters not anticipated for the agenda. Does anybody have anything they wanted to add to the agenda? Discuss? No? Okay. All right, it's 5:21 p.m. and hold on. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Nico. Thank you, Nico. Do I have a second?
I second.
Down. Roll. Emily? It's motion to
Yes.
adjourn the meeting? Yes, thank you. Nathaniel?
Yes.
Nico?
Yes.
Madeline?
Yes.
Sophia?
Yes.
Sorry. Liv?
Yes.
All right, the meeting's adjourned, 5:21. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.